Ever since being introduced, Alan the Alien has become a fan-favorite character for Invincible fans. A very charismatic, funny, and strong character that all sides of the fandom can appreciate. But all that is soon to change now that Alan has become the leader of the Coalition of Planets at the end of Season 4. With a different type of power in his hands, his future is filled with various controversial decisions that a lot of people will start looking at him differently for. This video will contain spoilers for the events after Season 4 of Invincible, so if you do not want to be spoiled, I would suggest reading the rest of the series and then coming back to this video. If you guys are new to the channel, what's going on? My name is Vertics, and if you enjoy videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I put out quality content weekly that, trust me, you won't want to miss. After becoming leader of the Coalition of Planets, Alan is immediately faced with the difficult task of dealing with the remaining Viltrumites. Once learning that they have made Earth their home, Alan would remember what Thetis told him, being to use the upgraded version of the Scourge virus to eliminate the remaining Viltrumites, no matter the cost. The cost of releasing the Scourge virus, though, is that it would have a very high chance of eliminating all the humans on Earth as well, and after weighing his options, he chooses to go with the plan and consults Nolan about it, to which Nolan gets very frustrated over. And after begging him not to and realizing Alan's mind is already made up, Nolan would begin fighting Alan to get him to stop. However, he ended up getting beat down by Alan. Alan strength mogged him pretty badly, like Nolan just can't get the upper hand, and as he's beating down on him, Oliver comes in to save Nolan until Alan tells him his plan, and Oliver starts to agree with him. So if you think the Oliver slander was bad this season, it's going to get way worse next season, but it's going to be well deserved. Like, people aren't going to be happy with Oliver next year for his antics, as after siding with Alan and getting Nolan imprisoned, they would fly over to Earth where they would find Mark and tell him what they plan to do. After Mark inevitably gets frustrated and tries to fight back, Alan would overpower him and beat him down and say, "You need to just let this happen. Trust that I know what is best. I was made head of the Coalition for a reason. Besides, Nolan couldn't stop me. What chance do you have?" And at that moment, where all the readers are all rooting against Alan, the unsung hero, Thragg, pops in and says, "He has me." You see, it turns out the Viltrumites monitored Earth's orbital activity and now know of Alan's plan. And if it wasn't for Thragg being there to threaten Alan if he tries anything, then the Viltrumites and the humans might have died to the Scourge virus. However, someone was still infected, since Alan convinced Oliver to go along with their plan, and being the little shit that he is, tries to go along and release the virus before Mark swoops in and prevents him at the risk of getting himself infected, then almost getting killed by Thragg while healing. And whose fault is it? All Alan's. The worst part about it is he just lies to Nolan about why he decided to stop. He says that Mark convinced him to stop, but we know that's not the truth at all. Alan was going to go along with it regardless of Mark, simply because he believed he knew what was best and Mark couldn't overpower him. If Thragg didn't show up to force Alan to listen, then he would have gone along with his plan. Thragg forced Alan to agree to his terms, and this is something Alan kind of admits. He straight up lies to Nolan, saying it was Mark that convinced him, when in reality it was Thragg. The very moment Alan got a piece of political power, he used it to almost eliminate every single human being, and while yes, it was to get rid of the Viltrumites, they would still be committing mass genocide. And the worst part is, it might not have gotten rid of all the Viltrumites. You see, the Viltrumites' top doctors could heal Mark on their ship despite him being infected with an upgraded version of the Scourge virus. And while they wouldn't be able to do this with all the Viltrumites, their most valuable warriors will be saved. And since Thragg spends most of his time in the ship, ship, it's most likely he wouldn't even have been infected, meaning that Alan's plan to release the upgraded Scourge virus wasn't even a sure thing to begin with and almost wiped out the human race for nothing. Now, Alan isn't always moving like a dictator. He does try to redeem himself while dealing with his job as leader of the coalition, which is a very stressful job. I get that. I understand the weight of his situation. I'm not blind to it. But he is also willing to commit genocide if it means getting rid of the Viltrumites. And the worst part is, he still continues to do this for a coalition that not only disrespects him on a daily basis, but tried to fucking kill him. And almost did. Like, they made Alan look like this. And he will recover and talk about some, oh, it's for the greater good of the coalition. Now, like, I get he goes out of his way to help Mark, Eve, and Taro find another planet to stay on. He's not always moving like a dictator, like I said. He's still trying to redeem himself and does have redeemable qualities, but immediately afterwards, lets Oliver go along with being a double spy and ends up kind of doxing Mark's location to Thragg. He didn't tell Thragg the exact location or planet, but it was enough of a hint for Thragg to locate him. Mind you, this isn't the first time he drove a wedge between Mark and Oliver for his job, and it's because he made Oliver dox Mark that Oliver tries to save them, but ends up getting killed in the process, and Mark and Eve almost died as well, if not for Plot Girl's powers restoring the two of them back together. Alan would have been fine to me if it was just that first incident, but man, like, he keeps going along with his stupid plans, and he really believes he knows what's best, which he clearly doesn't, and just won't listen until someone stronger, mostly being Thragg, forces him to realize his plans won't work and are just awful. Like, the first time with the Scourge virus just wasn't going to work since Thragg wasn't even living on Earth and some Viltrumites could be healed. And the second time he thought that making Oliver hint at the location of one of Thragg's biggest ops wouldn't go wrong. Like, Alan, dude, just why? Like, you didn't even have to do any of this. And it would have been better for him since all he accomplished was pissing off Thragg, driving a wedge between Mark's family, almost getting Mark killed twice, and getting Oliver actually killed. Now, yeah, Oliver did request to do this, and Alan said it was a bad idea, but the way, when he's talking to Mark about it, he says they needed him on the inside, and Mark rebuttals with my exact point I'm making. So, you needed him, or he volunteered? Which one is it? Like, yes, Mark is completely right in this situation, and Alan even kind of admits it, like, but just brushes it off with, well, it's too late now. Like, I'm sorry, but once he gained political power, it seems like he just lost sight of what was right, and becomes more of an antagonist at times, putting his job before all. This is pointed out perfectly, too, at the end of the series, when Mark, as Emperor of the Viltrumites, has a war with the Coalition of Planets, all because Mark's work was too good, and many planets felt they didn't need the coalition no more. Alan once again puts Mark and his family in danger by bringing them to war, all because he didn't want to talk to Mark and was set on providing order to a coalition that drained resources from poorer worlds and moved them to overpopulated worlds like Telescria to keep them afloat. And guess when Alan finally realizes that? After a stronger being forced him to listen and realize what they are saying. Alan doesn't want to talk or reason with anyone as leader of the coalition. He was dead set on whatever his plan was and was convinced he knew best. And in all of these instances, he's antagonistic towards Mark and refuses to listen until Thragg, or Mark as Emperor, forced him to. It's just really sad to see from someone who at the start of the series was so damn cool and helpful towards Mark's family. Unfortunately though, this is just another example of letting the crown get to your head, as Alan does realize the error of the coalition's ways, while he admits they aren't needed anymore. And at the end of the day, you can't look past Alan and the great switch up. Well, that's it for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It helps with the algorithm and is very appreciated. Shout out to Tiberius for the thumbnail. Make sure to hit him up on Twitter, link in the description, as well as following my Twitter at Vertics_ for more of my takes. And without further ado, you guys can get out of here.